In 2025, the internet is full of fake pranks, loud screams, and people desperate for your attention. But there was one man who was different.
Luke, Tom, and Nate here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and we're going to Alaska. Yeah!
A man who didn't ask for likes. A man who turned down millions of dollars in sponsorships. A man who drove a Kia Sportage despite making millions of dollars a year. His name is Luke Nichols, the creator of Outdoor Boys.
Hey everyone. This is gonna be my last video for a little while.
And then he vanished in May 2025. At the absolute peak of his career, pulling in 100 million views a month, he walked away. Why? For months we thought it was burnout. We thought he just wanted to retire. But the truth has finally come out. Luke Nichols just broke his silence.
I always knew that I wasn't going to do this forever. You know, the idea of me being out 60, 70 years old, you know, like, click subscribe, you know, I just like, that's not, being a YouTuber is probably analogous to being a professional athlete. It's not a career that most people grow old in, you know, and I just, I've always kind of knew that there would be an end to it. And I've been thinking about retiring for a couple years, actually.
But 6 months later, a ghost appeared.
Hello, my name is Luke Nichols, and this is the My Life Outdoors YouTube channel. And no, you're not imagining things. This is not my YouTube channel.
Luke didn't upload to his own channel. He appeared on a much smaller channel called My Life Outdoors. And the first question everyone asked was, why? Why break your retirement for a channel with a fraction of your subscribers? The answer is devastating.
Maybe almost 2 months ago, I put out a video updating everybody about stuff that was going on in my own life. Earlier this year, my wife was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Shortly after that, so she had her thyroid removed, and we thought, okay, like, done, cancer cured. And a little bit after that, she went in for a routine mammogram. They found a mass in her breast, and they wanted to biopsy it, and turned out to be ductal carcinoma, which is the best case scenario when it comes to breast cancer. And then they found another mass that was a different type of breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer. And that has put us on a really long journey of treatment and fatigue and, I mean, just all kinds of stresses, I'm sure you can imagine.
Some of you guys may have heard that Steven's wife was recently diagnosed with cancer. So right now, Steven's got a lot on his plate, taking care of his wife and his 4 kids. So I thought I might step in and do a little YouTube video for him so he can worry about one thing at a time. And so here I am in the interior of Alaska with no tent, no sleeping bag, and I'm gonna be sleeping in the middle of a snowstorm.
That is the reality. Steven's wife is fighting for her life. And while Luke was sitting at home, retired, he watched this video. He could have just sent money. He could have sent a text. But Luke Nichols understands something that most influencers don't. Influence is a tool. He knew that if he appeared on this channel, millions of us would follow him there. And that ad revenue could save this family.
A little more than a month ago, you sent me an email saying that you wanted to make a video for my channel. What prompted you to send that email?
You know, I saw your video about your wife's diagnosis, and, you know, as a content creator, it hit a nerve because it is hard to communicate to people how intense the schedule can be and how the amount of pressure that running a full-time YouTube channel can generate, you know, and so it's not hard to put yourself in someone's shoes and realize, oh, that's, you know, that's rough. It's a rough spot, and you know, I stepped away from my channel and you know, kind of retired this last spring, and really a good chunk of the motivation was to try to, you know, be a little bit more useful to society.
I wanted to be useful to society. He didn't come back for the fame. He came back to be a shield for a friend. And in this interview, Luke finally pulled back the curtain on why he actually left. It wasn't just about time. It was about the poison of fame.
Well, and so, I mean, and that's what really was amazing to me is that, you know, I mean, the things that people were commenting weren't necessarily these big, profound things. Some were, but some of it was just like, I can comment. It's like, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, like I just can't believe that I can comment. And so a lot of love and a lot of praise for you, obviously. And so what was it like? Did you go through? Did you read any of the comments? I mean, what was it like having comments turned on?
I am not an advocate for having comments. I think they are wildly unhealthy. And a lot of people think that that's because of the criticism. And I think having that much attention is not healthy for human beings. And there are sweet poisons and there are bitter poisons. And I think criticism is a bitter poison, but but praise can be a sweet one.
Praise is a sweet poison. That is one of the most profound things a YouTuber has ever said. If millions of people tell you you're a hero every day, you lose your soul. You become addicted to the validation. Luke saw that happening and he ran the other way. He even admits that being away from the camera has been weirdly difficult. He calls it phantom camera syndrome.
The weirdest part about retiring is phantom camera syndrome. I call it, like, you've heard of people when they get amputated limbs, they can feel their limbs. Like I get phantom camera syndrome. Well, I'll be doing random things and I'll go to adjust the camera, you know, because I'm constantly moving the camera and there's no camera there. And I'm like, and I have this urge to like go and hit stop and record because, you know, I'm just doing that constantly. And I'm so used to doing it while I work for 11 years.
It's like an amputated limb. After 11 years of filming everything, he still reaches for a camera that isn't there. But despite that, he is happy. He slept on the frozen ground one last time, not for content, but for kindness.
Thank you for being a really good friend. Thank you for the help of the channel and the support of my family and all that. I know that it may not be good for you, but you're to hear it all the time. But you are a good guy.
It was the best deal I've made. I slept on the ground for one night and I made a good friend. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. I'll take that deal all day long.
In 2025, creators are getting arrested for clout and scamming their fans. And then there is Luke Nichols, a man who walked away from the money to save his family and only came back to save a friend. But to truly understand Luke and why he's making decisions like this, we need to go back to the beginning of the story. He is born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska. This wasn't some influencer who moved there for content. This was his actual life. Growing up in one of America's most rugged environments, Luke learned essential survival skills from his father and grandfather. We're talking about real outdoor expertise passed down through generations.
This right here is a willow. In the wintertime, willow is the primary food source for moose, ptarmigan, and hares. It also has some medicinal properties. The greenish yellow inner bark of a willow has aspirin in it. It tastes just like biting into an aspirin pill.
So he is not just a content creator who moved to Alaska because of the YouTube, he is the real deal. At 19, Luke spent 2 years in Japan as a Mormon missionary, a choice that completely shaped who he became. Leaving Alaska and living in a new culture taught him how to connect with people, share stories, and see the world through different perspectives. Those skills later became the backbone of his YouTube success. And on top of that, years later, that same connection helped him get an awesome survival tool for Alaska.
I bought this hatchet in Hiroshima, Japan last spring, and I used it to take the limbs off these trees.
And now everyone keeps asking him for the link to buy it.
I get so many people asking me for a link to where you can buy that hatchet. I'm like, you can't. I got it from like an old dude in Japan in like an antique shop in the basement of his house.
Luke didn't start off as a creator. After returning to the US, he launched a political consulting business.
I actually started a political consulting business and I ran political campaigns in Utah for about 2-3 years.
But the non-stop travel and lack of family time pushed him to walk away. He shut the business down, moved to Virginia, and went to law school at George Mason. By 2011, he built Spectrum Legal Defense, one of Virginia's top traffic law firms. Then things got wild. In 2013, while running his law practice, Luke started a YouTube fishing channel, Catfish and Carp, and later launched Outdoor Boys in 2015. His routine was insane. Court during the day, editing videos at night, filming on weekends. He was basically working 2 full-time careers at once, and somehow made both succeed. And this is where Luke's approach became different from every other YouTuber out there. When the Outdoor Boys started gaining traction, Luke could have easily sold out. He could have plastered sponsors everywhere, done all the typical influencer stuff to maximize profits, but he didn't. He needed to create that genuine connection with the community, and get this, while other creators were flexing supercars, Luke kept driving his Kia Sportage. That's the kind of authenticity we're talking about. That's why we love him so much. In 2020, he finally went full-time on YouTube, and by early 2024, something incredible happened. The channel pulled in 100 million views in a single month. Then, in the span of just 18 months, the Outdoor Boys gained over 12 million subscribers, skyrocketing from a niche favorite to one of YouTube's biggest outdoor channels. I watch Outdoor Boys all the time, and when it comes to content, Luke absolutely nails it. When we watch his videos, he brings us right into his adventures. We feel like we're part of the journey, and somehow Luke manages to deliver that feeling 100%. He always describes exactly what he feels.
I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful view. Oh, this smells so good.
Oh, I'm hungry. I missed lunch today. Warm cookies on a camp out and hard to beat. If you burn the bottom, just eat them burn side up.
I got a little orange zest herbal tea with a lot of sugar in it. A little sweet treat for myself after dinner. Oh, man, that sun ducked behind the mountain and it's cold already. I would really like for it to not be below -20 though. That would be nice. I don't really want to do -30 or anything stupid.
And man, we need to talk about the bread dough and honey butter.
All right. Melted butter and warm honey. Oh, that's pretty good. Gonna put some honey on it. Some honey and butter. I'm gonna put on there.
No, we gotta talk about this, because this is like your signature now.
Apparently, I had nothing to do with that. All of a sudden, people are like, honey butter's like a thing. I didn't know that was like a big deal, but like,
that's your thing. He's the honey butter guy.
I guess so.
Man, we love honey butter, and Luke knows how to deliver content. And did you know that because of us, he has to wait until every part of the meal is ready before he can eat? Which means most of his food is cold by the time he finally gets to it.
Oh, that's done. Put that there.
You see, if I was making that, I would eat every single one of them individually. Your dad waits.
That is a YouTube thing. It's 13 degrees out. You know how quickly your food gets cold at 13 degrees? But you want to put the whole thing on the plate.
You want a nice plating.
It just looks awesome having the whole thing on the plate.
He's doing his best, and that's why we love him. The man is a genius. Now, let's talk about something important that people don't always think about. What Luke does is genuinely dangerous.
Same.
What you guys do is see how many times you burn things up. Like winter camping and burning your stuff up, it goes hand in glove. Like those bottles, like how many of them I've melted.
You even caught a cabin on fire.
Yeah, caught a cabin on fire. But yeah, you know, you sleep next to playing around fire like that in cabin, like stuff gets caught on fire. So it's learning that dance of how to get close but not too close.
Every trip requires serious planning. Backup plans, safety protocols, emergency equipment. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and things could go very wrong very fast.
The logs over on that side were starting to smolder. You can tell the logs are getting hot. Pine sap bubbling out of them.
That's a big deal. That happens a lot. Like, yeah, because what happens is when you first put the woods there, they're cold, they're wet, whatever, and they'll be fine. But sometimes over a case of a day or two, they'll dry out. And then stuff that wouldn't have caught fire will. So you can be in a shelter like that for a day or two, no problem. Then all of a sudden, poof, all that sap that was bubbling out, that's flammable. You're building these shelters and you're in a sleeping bag or something and everything catches on fire and you can't quite get out quickly and the sleeping bag plastic can melt on you. And,
oh God.
Yeah.
All right, that's feeling warm. All right.
Didn't work. Oh, you gotta do the engine now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to warm up the engine block and see if that helps. Fortunately, the engine block is way back.
Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah. This is actually probably the sketchiest thing I did on the whole trip because
Isn't that a gas pipe line?
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. What it is I'm underneath the car and the car is being supported by snow, right? I just dug the snow out.
I didn't even think about that.
So if the sides of the snow collapses and that truck lands on me while I'm kneeling underneath it, I get pinned to the ground and I just sit there and freeze to death or die or whatever. So that's not good.
Stick it in the bottom. Oh, hello. Well, that's not good.
The fact that he's done this for years without major incident shows just how skilled and careful he actually is. He's not just a YouTuber playing outdoorsman, he's the real deal with decades of genuine experience. In May 2025, Luke shocked everyone by stepping back from YouTube.
This is gonna be my last video for a little while.
Not because of burnout or drama, but because he was too successful. The constant attention was affecting his family.
Of fans trying to contact me, trying to take pictures with me or just trying to come up and talk to me in public. It could be a bit overwhelming at times.
And he didn't want fame to overshadow what mattered most, being there for his 3 sons. With Tommy starting his own channel,
Tom here with the Outdoor Tom YouTube channel.
Outdoor Tom, Luke wanted to support him and be a present father, not just a creator.
For one thing, I've got 3 little boys who all want to be YouTubers, including my oldest son, Tom, but I want to spend more time helping him with his channel and preparing him to be an adult, which is going to be in less than 6 years.
In a world where most chase views at any cost, Luke chose family first, and that's why people love him even more. And now for the good news, Luke is back. After taking time off for his family, he's uploading again, and it looks like he's using footage filmed before his break, which is actually genius. If he stopped posting completely, the algorithm could have hurt his channel. By keeping uploads consistent, even with older content, he's keeping his audience and the channel thriving. So why is Luke Nichols one of the most loved YouTubers in 2025? It's simple. He's genuine. In a platform filled with manufactured personalities and clickbait, Luke is just real. He doesn't flex his wealth. He doesn't chase trends. He doesn't sell out for quick money. He prioritizes his family over fame. He shows up as his authentic self, a devoted husband, a dedicated father, and a guy who genuinely loves the outdoors. His videos aren't just content. They're a masterclass in how to live with integrity. He shows his kids how to respect nature, work hard, and stay humble. He demonstrates what it means to make tough choices that align with your values. He proves that success doesn't have to corrupt you. Plus, let's be honest, in a world that can feel overwhelming and depressing, there's something incredibly comforting about watching Luke and his family explore the wilderness, build shelters, catch fish, and cook over campfires. His friendly voice, his genuine enthusiasm, his wholesome adventures, they offer an escape that feels real. Luke didn't walk away from YouTube, he walked toward what mattered most. That's why people trust him. Comment your thoughts, hit like, subscribe for more deep stories like this, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.